Let's go. Good morning, everybody. Let's get ready for a crazy show. I hope y'all ready for a good time this morning. Let's get into the show, baby. Y'all ready?
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's go, man. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody in the chat, man. Let's go, man. I'm hyped. It's Friday. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no game this weekend. You know, Alabama, we sitting back chilling. We get to have little conversations about our future. You know what I'm saying? And just going to explore some topics today. Hot topic that's going to be really hot on everybody's mind going forward after this weekend. College football playoff rankings. We got a little take that we're going to do on that today. And then we're also just going to talk about the rest of the season, some forward progression or some forward prediction, right, type things, some future prediction type things with the remainder of this regular season and the postseason play still in the balance at Alabama. Yes, I know we're 7-1 right now, but we still have 4 more games in this regular season to complete before we can truthfully say that we are going to be in the postseason college football playoff. So we're going to get into that conversation. We got phone lines opening up today, man. I know y'all excited about that. We've been doing a few shows, man. We've been live a few times and they had no phone lines open. So I know y'all ready to get back on the phone line. So if you have not shared the live, if you have not liked it, first of all, come in and like the live if you don't mind. Just hit the thumbs up button. I don't care which platform you're on. As a matter of fact, while I'm sitting here talking, let me get TikTok up before I get bantered by my TikTok community. You know, they do that to me. They'll sit there and You know, they love to talk they trash. They love that my TikTok community loves to talk trash. We do that over there on TikTok. But and yeah, today is going to be one of those conversations, man. I think everybody's going to be interested in on a standpoint of this is really a realistic stance or a realistic take on what Alabama's future looks like to end this season. So I feel like we're going to have some good conversation today. We're going to open these phone lines. And then after that, tonight, we got the college football call-in show again, the late night call-in show. Tonight is going to be a different type of vibe. I'm thinking about just doing it in Discord. And like we said, we was going to do last night, but we ended up getting caught up on some gaming content. Hey, appreciate y'all for pulling up last night, man. I'm working on that edit right now. If I look a little tired, yeah, I took the loss, but man, that was some fun content. I'm gonna be able to come back and avenge my losses from last night, man. There was some crazy stuff out there, man. Some crazy stuff going on, man. I picked that man off like 4 times in a row, and it was bad. I don't even want to talk about it. But we're here live now. Let me do a check-in, Mary J. Mary J done pulled out the cursive handwriting looking stuff. I thought we was in Walter Turncoat. Let's go ahead and run the comments, Mary J, while we get TikTok up. Good morning, everybody. Let's do a roll call, y'all. Let me see. Where we at? Am I lagging? We just did an update on the PC, y'all, so it might be a little laggy. And it looks like Mary J froze out. All right, what's up, King Family Reacts? Good morning. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Welcome in. Jordan, what's good, man? Good to see you. Dominique, what's good? Urban Essence in the chat. Y'all see they done changed y'all handles back. Antonio, what's good, my guy? Sean Walker is in the building. Oh, that's Shamika. I thought that was my brother Sean. My fault, Shamika. My bad. I can't read this morning. My sister Teresa says, bless. Good morning, Coach Smook. Can you explain why Cole is not playing? Is it the scheme or matchups? He reminds me of Slade Bolden, and I would hate for him to transfer a Roll Tide. We're gonna start that comment. We're gonna hit that and to kind of open up the doggone segment today, man. That we might have to do that. And shout out to Mary J. No ABC or ESPN programming on YouTube TV as of this moment. Yeah, we were gonna highlight that tonight too in the conversation. What are you replacing YouTube TV with, chat? I don't know, man. Yeah. I was heated, bro. I was heated, Jordan. That junk. I don't even want to talk about it, bro. I promise you, I won't play like that again. What's up, Britt? I'm about to get us started up on TikTok, girl. Good to see you this morning. Good to see everybody. Hey, folks, what's good, man? Listen, y'all, I'm just trying to do a roll call because we got to get TikTok up. I don't know what's going on with the PC right now, but it just did an update, and it looks like it's dropping a few frames or whatever. But we're gonna get everything straight. So, y'all give me 2 seconds to get TikTok up, and then we're gonna be on our way for this show. We 10 minutes in, so we still ahead of time. We usually want to get started. If you're happening in post live and you just want to get to the topics, fast forward to the 15-minute mark. We ain't gonna stop you from getting to the party. But if you hear live, you just gonna have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Because we hit a party. You know what I'm saying? The best thing about this live audience, man, y'all get to do everything, man. Y'all get to see it happen in real time as we go live on TikTok. There we go. We're live on TikTok. Thank you, Jesus. Look at God. Won't he do it? All right, chat. I'm here and I'm ready to have these conversations now. If you didn't see the show from Monday, was that Monday or Tuesday? I can't remember which day it was. I just know we did a show that was yesterday. We just did this show about Alabama's run defense and run game. A lot of people have had questions about whether this phase of the team, these 2 phases of the team was going to be effective enough for us to win the national championship or make a push for a national championship, so must I say. But I think I put some good stats behind my argument saying that we are right where we need to be from a development standpoint. And then also progressively, if you look at how the country has been rating out in a lot of those categories that we have struggled with, we're not seeing the dominant of the skill sets. I mean, or the college football. We're not seeing the dominant parts of college football really be highlighted. And because it changes from week to week. You know, one week you can have a solid rushing game,
and then the next week, your rushing game is non-existent. So we're going to get into those topics today. We're going to get into those topics, and we're going to just kind of just finish out this season strong for Alabama fans. So if you're ready to get into the conversation, man, continue to come in, drop the likes. Listen, we did a crazy goal the other day. We got about 2 more minutes before we kick it off. We had a crazy goal the other day, and shout out to Antonio Snell for tapping in over there on TikTok. We got a lot of people been tapping in on TikTok. We had 34 new followers on the stream last night, y'all. 34 new followers. And we've just crossed another milestone here on the Coach Smook Network. I almost forgot. I got to stop the music for a second. Y'all have been crushing goals like crazy. It's like every month. Can I be honest with y'all for a second before we get into the show? I promise I won't drag this out. It's like every month, right? We set goals on the Coach Smook Network, and it's nothing crazy in my eyes. I think seeing trying to see your channel grow by the subscriber base, I think that's a solid thing to be able to do and have as a goal when you're a content creator or you're somebody that's running some type of media brand. You want to see how your network is going and how people are watching you. So I want to give a shout out to the state of Mississippi, man. I did not know we had that much love in Mississippi. So like 78% of our viewership is in the state of Alabama. 64% is like in the state of Alabama. Another 28% or something like that is in Georgia. Then you got like 5% here, 5%. But I checked the analytics last night, because it's getting close to the end of the month, and basically whatever I've done for the month compared to last month is available. The information is available. And since Ole Miss has been winning, and we've been having conversations with other Ole Miss content creators and doing other things, we've seen a large viewership rate slide in from Mississippi, and we've seen Florida kind of tap in too. So if you're watching from any of those states, I appreciate y'all, man. Those are the small things that we're trying to do to recognize our community and show our appreciation for the growth that we're seeing. But besides that, y'all, we have reached another milestone. I told you all we want to hit our next subscriber goal before November 1st. I asked you all to help me do that and accomplish that. And if you all were paying attention, we were at 3.5K yesterday. And as of yesterday, we are now at 3.6K subscribers on YouTube, y'all. Let's go, man. Let's go. Appreciate y'all for supporting. Appreciate y'all for being in the game with your boy, Coach Smook. Turn up one time for this. Hey, this for y'all. This is for y'all, man. 3.6K, man. 3.6K. That's crazy. To know that we started the channel last year. Well, we came back to our channel after being at Bama Football on YouTube in May. We started the channel. When we came back to our channel, we were at 247 subscribers. 247 subscribers. We went from 247 to 1,065 within the first 3 days of being kicked off of Alabama Football on YouTube, right? But like we went there. Then we grinded. We went through a season last year as in December of last year. In the first year of us being established, we went through a season where a lot of the subscribers, aka supporters / ride or dies, it was like 20 of them, 30 of them left at the same time, and there was a lot of drama going between that. And we took a little hit because there was a lot of rumors out there that we had to just allow God to fight our battle for, because if we would have moved like we wanted to, a lot of things would have got messed up and probably would have lost the brand. But we trusted God with that process, and we stuck to our authenticity and remain who we were, which is this AAA family. Hey, look, y'all, I had to wear it. That's why I wore it today, the original AAA shirt, because we hit that milestone yesterday, and I wanted to let y'all know that I appreciate you. So for my AAA family, man, hey, make sure y'all go check out the merch. Go get y'all merch. We need to celebrate. We're gonna be celebrating the rest of the year. I think we're gonna hit. I got a real strong belief that we can hit 5K before January 1st. Do y'all think y'all can help me do that? We got 20 seconds before we have to jump to the show. Do y'all think y'all can help me do that? If so, help your boy out. Let's get to that mission and help continue to support and help grow the Coach Smook Network. I appreciate y'all for supporting today. But with that being said, let's get into our show. Somebody say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's do it. Jalen Milroe and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
Not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. I'm ready to get into the show. I know y'all are, so let's talk about it, man. Alabama right now on the bye week, man. Come on. Hey, if you're in the chat right now as an Alabama fan, what is your feels about this weekend? Like, how much stuff are you getting done this weekend? Have you planned to actually be responsible and do some responsible stuff, or are you gonna be like me and just be doing the same thing you was doing last week, right in front of that doggone TV watching some college football? I swear, man, I take Fridays and when I get off this stream, I get to moving around and I try to get everything done before Saturday comes around, because one thing about me, man, I just love college football. And so a week like when Alabama, I had to let the chair back up. A week like this when Alabama is on a bye week and you have some marquee games going on, I'm excited. But it also creates time for a personality like myself to really dive and into the previous game films and look at some of the developments. And a lot of times when people do that, they look at it and they look for all the things, the negative things to worry about, right? They look for all the negative things to worry about. We talked about players in rotation. We just had Teresa ask about Cole. Good morning, Cindy. Good to see y'all in the chat, man. Good to see everybody. What was that comment that Teresa actually asked about Cole Adams? You know, I don't know what's going on with the chair today. Am I getting big? Am I putting on weight? I've been in the gym, but doggone it, it's just time. Hey, I told y'all, I'm gonna stay in this chair right here until we upgrade our whole streaming system. So y'all gonna have to laugh at me as we grow through this thing. I wanted y'all to get it out the mud with me. So, but like I said, she said, "Good morning, Coach Smook. Can you please explain why Cole is not playing?" I think right now the situation with Cole Adams, and I'm gonna be just straight up. There's a level of talent being displayed by the wide receiver room, and when you start situations or you get into the times of like the type of depth we have at the University of Alabama right now, you don't really see that in a lot of places. And when you have an injury, you can't sit and have a realistic projection of what you're going to get from personnel. You know, there's talents like Derek Meadows, there's talents like Latsier Brooks that came in this year, but you also brought in Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard came back, Ryan Williams is there, Rico Scott was in on that roster last year when Cole Adams got hurt. You know, so those 6 guys there make it hard for you to find a spot for a guy like Cole Adams with the similar skill set as those guys, just as probably not as dynamic. He's definitely a better catcher. He has the best hands in the room. And so you're probably going to see him as we get into this last 4 games of the season. I truly believe this staff has an agenda to get guys like Cole Adams, guys like Jalen Hill, guys we haven't seen, but we know that we're making impactful plays and, you know, trending in the right direction during the fall camp. This is where you start investing back into those guys on the back end of the season, so that with their extra year of eligibility or their next 2 years of eligibility, you're kind of leaning, you know, you're leaning into them saying, hey, we have a realistic projection for you. We just use this part of the season to continue to let you develop. We were watching other phases, you know, take advantage of these opportunities at a clip that you weren't. And so maybe this last 4 games of the season, you can really show your impact, and that could roll over into next season. And when you have veteran guys like that, and even guys that are new to the program, like Cam Calhoun, who came over in the portal, baby, this is the time of the season where, you know, we're on the back end. You've seen a lot of play calls. You've been in some situations, very limited, right? But you get your opportunity to get out there and still be in a game-like or strenuous type of atmosphere with meaningful implications on the line. So that basically covers Cole Adams as far as what's going on with his situation. I truly believe that Alabama's wide receiver coach, Jamarcus Shepard, is truly invested in all the veteran guys in that room. It's just that when you went out and got a guy like Isaiah Horton, and he came in and the type of impact that he was able to make in fall, man, it was crazy to see him, the type of growth he had in the fall. So when Isaiah Horton got here, it really made the pecking order. It made it make sense. You had your 3 guys at the X, you had your 4 guys at the slot, and then you had your 3 guys at the Z, in that rotation, kind of to balance out everything. And now with injuries and other things being a factor, you see guys having to play multiple positions, and Cole Adams is one of those guys. He can play the slot and the Z, so you might see him get a lot of opportunities as the season gets towards the end, the regular season gets toward the end, and we get ready to make this playoff push. Speaking of playoff push, that's the topic of conversation, Mary J. Let's get to it, man. Listen, chat, I'm telling y'all, Alabama has a great opportunity right now. They're probably the best in the SEC right now, right? The team that looks the most consistent, and I won't say complete, I'm gonna say the most consistent. Everybody keeps talking about Texas A&M because they're undefeated. I don't think Texas A&M has been the most consistent team. Week in and week out, Alabama has gotten better. We have our weaknesses in games, and then the next week, that same weakness does not show up, right? And if it does, it shows up in a different fashion. And we've seen this team adjust both in the booth, on the sidelines, and on the field, right? As far as the play calling standpoint and as far as the execution standpoint, we've seen a lot of growth from players in some impactful spots. You see Dijon Lee out there at the boundary corner now. And for the last 2 weeks, we've seen a better consistent, a higher consistent level of tackling from the secondary with Dijon Lee, Red Morgan in the secondary, Xavier Brown, who's getting better and better. We forget that Xavier Brown played all 13 games last season. He started all 13 games last season. So it's no surprise to see him get through his sophomore slump as soon as he did, because he played a lot of snaps last year as a true freshman. And I look at where Alabama is right now, the 4 ranked wins that we just got through, the 5 straight conference games that we just won, the handling of Wisconsin and ULM to kind of spark the momentum going into that Georgia game. This whole season has, if you think about it, as much complaining as our fan base likes to do about this and that and this and that, these small things here and there, this Alabama team is consistently getting better. I want to go through the schedule just real quick. I'm not going to go into detail about everything. Let me see if I can get that graphic up, or do I just need to go to ESPN, because I don't want a lot of lagging. I think when we add graphics to the stream, it causes us to glitch a little bit. So I'm going to just screen share. Here we go. Is this Alabama right here? Here we go. And it's crazy because this weekend we get to sit back and watch some key games go down. And I'm going to talk about a few of these games that's going to matter. I go back and I look at the season, chat, and we talk about, the week 1 everybody loves. I was just on TikTok earlier, and we had somebody commented on one of my videos about, is this the same team that lost to Florida State week 1? No, he said this is the same team that lost to Florida State week 1. I said that's what's killing everybody. They think this is the same team that lost to Florida State week 1. And to believe that or to think that is crazy of college football fans. If you're watching college football these days and you think that you're going to get the same product from a team every week, right? You're behind. And I hate it for the people that's behind, because they're the ones they're the loudest on these social media sites, right? They're the ones they're the ones that the loudest on these social media sites. I always get I've watched college football I've been watching college football longer than you've been alive. Well, you should if you've been watching college football longer than I've been alive, that means you remember when the shoulder pads looked like doggone. Y'all remember when the shoulder pads looked like real life body armor? Like, you used to be able to wear football pads and helmets to go and do like crazy stuff, run through, sheetrock and stuff as a kid. I don't know if some of y'all young fellas did that, but me and my brothers did that. I don't know what our problem was, but we had to. But like I said, Florida State week 1, 31-17. UL Monroe came out, shut out. And y'all can continue to go Wisconsin, Georgia. We haven't lost since that week 1 game. And I understand y'all looking at the scores, y'all like, man, this is a close game. This is a close game. We don't see no big 40 numbers. This team hasn't broken 40 points yet this season. If you think about it, with the level of execution that we've been playing at, we're 2 plays away from breaking 40 in 3 games, right? 2 plays away in each of these games. The Wisconsin game, I'm not even going to count that, but the Georgia game, we dropped a touchdown with Ryan Williams. That changes the momentum of the game and how you call that play or how you call that game. That's 31 points. If you score that touchdown, Ryan Grubb is trying to do like he's done to other teams in the past. That 21-point spread when he got the 2 possession cushion, that's nice. Vanderbilt, they played us tough. Missouri, probably one of the best executing defenses we played all season to date, played us tough, and we got the tough win on the road. Tennessee almost dropped 40 on them. Drop passes in that game, Ryan. And then South Carolina last week, man, just a tough game on the road. They came to play. They were very physical throughout the game, and we were able to weather a few miscues by QB, by the wide receiver core, a couple misreads, a few drops in that game also. But now we look forward, y'all. LSU is up next week, and I'm not going to get into this full breakdown. I just think I'm just giving my feels around it, because that's the point of having calling show. I don't want to break it down and take everything away from y'all. I just want to share my thoughts. LSU coming in right now is dealing with a lot, and that an immature team would probably look at what's going on at LSU. An immature staff would look at what's going on at LSU and be like, all right, we got this one in the bag. But the sense that I get from this staff, the sense that I get from these players as things get ready, and as you all saw, they were available for, if you haven't seen the player interviews from yesterday's practice, basically walkthroughs, you can go check them out on Bama Central. I think Alabama Crimson Tide YouTube channel, they have them. So go check those out and show those guys some support. And if y'all checking in and y'all repping the AAA family, y'all start stamping everything AAA, with the AAA emojis. That junk will be fired. I want to see how many AAA emojis we can get across the internet. That's on all platforms. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. If y'all start commenting on Bama stuff, hashtag AAA with the 3 emojis. LSU has a few players on defense that are dogs. They got a lot of players on defense that are dogs. They got the Weeks brothers. I think Young Weeks is just as good as his big brother, and then they got the baby brother. I think he's sitting on the sideline too, just waiting for his turn. So the Weeks brothers, you got the some guys in the secondary. I don't know what their problem is in the secondary, but there's a lot of talent out there. It's like they just don't play together, though. LSU secondary doesn't play together, and then their front is very athletic, too. We're going to talk about LSU next week. We're going to break it down, but I just wanted to talk about, what they're looking like, my feels around how we look going into that game at home, And that's another hot thing. We got LSU this week at home, with all that next week at home, with everything they got going on staff, players, portal rumors, everything already going up. I think it's going to be a lot to deal with coming into Bryant-Denny, and it's a 6:30 p.m. game, Central Standard Time, and y'all know it's going to be a lit. It's going to be hype. Alabama LSU never sells us short, and I expect a good game. I expect an intense game. Do I expect LSU to play us close, throughout the whole 60 minutes? No, I don't think so. I think this is one of those games where Alabama kind of lights that fire. The gasoline has been sitting around us for a minute. And I ain't talking about the kind that burns you up. The kind that burns it up and takes it in flames. I'm talking about that fluid that you could put around and it burns like that throughout the night. Like the what they call it, the pyrotechnic, not pyro. Is it pyrotech? I don't know, chat. It's like the entertainment style flame. That burns with the natural fluid, that style. That's what I feel like has been happening with Alabama. And I think right now you see that flame about to be lit, man. And it's going to be hard for people to figure out what's going on before the end of the season or before the national championship gets here with this Alabama team. And I think right now, with the way that we played against South Carolina to end that game, that wasn't even, to me, from a skills standpoint,
I don't think we showcased everything or all the assets we have available as far as explosive plays on each side of the ball. I think we're just getting started, and what we saw in the third and fourth quarter from the defense, that's just a small glimpse of what we're going to grow from, right? Carrying over after this bye week, in my opinion. The same thing happened with the defense last year. This year, I think that's what's going to be more exciting, though, as we see the offense kind of hit that stride with a quarterback that's really going to have time now to go back and look at all of those looks that he missed, all of those reads that he kind of passed up, or some of the things, and he's going to be able to adjust to a team that's really going to be struggling to really have some true continuity. LSU's going to be emotional. They're going to compete, but I don't think they're going to be ready game plan wise from a coaching standpoint, and that overall affects the overall product on the field. Oklahoma the week after that, y'all know me and my brother Jason Watkins, Hall of Fame Jason Watkins, man. We're gonna be linking up. Shout out to him, man. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this, and I'm pretty sure he don't mind, but we got some content planned. We got the camper ready. We're gonna be on campus. We trying to get everything situated. I know for sure by tomorrow evening if we'll have a solid setup spot. And so if you all are planning on coming to Tuscaloosa for the Oklahoma game, I know it's last minute, but myself, Hall of Fame Jason Watkins, we will be there, and we're trying to get a spot set up. I got a place probably 2 blocks from the stadium that we might be able to do this at. It's a few spots that we might be able to link up at, and y'all can pull up on the camper, man, and link up with everybody and have some fun with the Coach Smook Network and the AAA family. So, and Hall of Fame family too. They're gonna be there too. Gonna be a lot of Sooner fans there, of course. So that game though, that's a tricky one for me because I don't think Oklahoma has a good enough offense to win unless John Mateer actually wakes back up in that game. But I truly believe our defensive front is getting to a point where they truly believe that they can win a lot of matchups. The South Carolina game, Keon Keeley, James Smith, Fatua Henry, LT Overton, Kelby Collins, 17 did, and you could tell 17 is still not fully healthy, but he's a different type of specimen coming off the interior. I know he came in as a bandit player, but his snaps at tackle is crazy. His get off is crazy, and he's like 275, 280, Kelby Collins. So he can naturally play that position as a small defensive tackle frame, a speed rushing defensive tackle. And I think that's that personnel grouping that we've been seeing with Tim Keenan, man, in that nose tackle position for a majority of those plays. But when you see him go out, James Smith slide into that spot, or you see London Simmons come in and play that position, Asaya Fega is giving us some good spell reps. Wish we could see Steve Bowler. I understand this is his first year really playing some competitive level football, but that's a big man, and it's hard to move him, man. Sometimes you don't necessarily need a play call on defense to see effectiveness. Sometimes you just need a dude that could really cause some havoc. So guys like Steve Bowler and Edric Hill together in the interior would be crazy to see. Edric Hill, 94. I know he hasn't been causing big plays or making big tackles, but if you look at the type of chaos and disruption he and Tim Keenan cause in the interior when they head up over the center in the 0, or they're playing the 1 or the 3, right? These guys are very effective. I love when they don't have to have those two gap assignments. I love when Tim Keenan gets an opportunity to shoot gaps. Against a team like Oklahoma, I think that's where we find our advantage, because on the boundary, they don't have necessarily the team speed that they have last year. So I like our chances to hold it down against Oklahoma. Eastern Illinois, I hope everybody on that roster get time against Eastern Illinois. And I don't know how we're going to watch it with YouTube TV messing everything up right now. The LSU game, even that, like, I'm going to find somewhere to watch that. We might be doing an Outside with Coach Smook segment, or if we get these tickets, y'all pray, man. I'm gonna tell y'all. Can I say something kind of off topic? Well, this is a live show. I could cut this out for the full time edit when we post the edit. But I'm grateful, man. Financially, this has not been the year, right? For money in my pockets, right? A lot of you that work close with me know that. Y'all know I am not ashamed to say that I am working hard to get back on my feet. And it's very unconventional the way that God is having me to move, right? And a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy because I got a whole bunch of certifications. I'm very well educated. I have plenty of supervisor experience. I can go to any basically tech company and job and probably come in at a supervisor level, you know, with all of the experience and the certifications that are current right now that I have to my name. But I tell y'all this, man, anytime that something impactful has needed to be done in regards to the brand, God has always had a ram in the bush. Like, for real, y'all. I'm telling y'all, the things that he has allowed us to be provided with, and it's been from the community. It's been from like random people that watch the show. Like, I didn't know the city of Montgomery watched, you know, content like this. Like, people I talk to around here, I don't see them on their phone watching Alabama football content on YouTube. But I've been going out, and my old lady, she tell you it's funny because we'll be out sometimes now, especially in Walmart off of Ann Street. Shout out to Walmart on Ann Street, man. If I ever see you in Walmart on Ann Street, y'all are some real ones. I feel like this is like Jones Street and Ann Street is like home of Coach Smook Network, where we really started birthing. You know what I'm saying? Becoming. But I say that to say this, chat. I am grateful for how God has provided. You know, a lot of times we look for the tangible things, and I don't know if this is a word of encouragement or anything like that for somebody, but maybe somebody need to hear it. Sometimes we look for the things as far as like when we have a problem. Let's say a bill is due, right? And it's due like in 2 or 3 days, and we're asking God to give us the money. God, deposit this in my account. God, do this. But what if God doesn't even want you to have the responsibility of handling that transaction? What if somebody is waiting for you at the bill place? You trying to hide and not pay the bill, or call in and not pay the bill? And what if God has somebody waiting to, you know, fill that void for you? Or what if something miraculously happens in the system to where your bill is not overdue, or, you know, whatever bill you thought you had paid, a credit that you didn't even know nothing about covers it? Like, that's the type of God I serve. So when people hit me up and be like, "Hey, man, I watch your show, man, and I know, you know, I ain't no Bama fan, and my brother, he ain't coming to the game with me, man. So if anything, if nothing changes, I would like for you to come with me if you want to do that, and we could probably do some vlogging content. You know, I ain't trying to clout chasing them, but I like when you do your vlog content. I would like to see how you do that, because I want to start doing content for LSU. When I get stuff like that, those conversations, and this ain't nobody I know personally. This is somebody that just watches my show, wrote me, told me that, you know, they want to link up for the LSU game. I told them, you know, I don't just do it like that, but, you know, we could talk. We have been talking for like a month or so, you know, supporting the content. He comes through. He doesn't comment in the YouTube chat. He's always on the TikTok side. And he hit me up and he told me what's up. His son plays for the team, and his brother's supposed to be going, but he don't look like he's going to be going. So if I'm able to do that, y'all, we're going to provide that type of content, and we'll still have our live game day chat party, a live game day chat on the YouTube side, and that's how I'm gonna be tapping in, like we were last time. But LSU, Oklahoma, that weekend, Eastern Illinois, that's going to be a crazy weekend, and then Auburn, y'all. Back to the conversation. I'm sorry. I hope y'all felt encouraged by that, because I just feel like somebody might have something that they worried about, man. And you looking for God to be like deposit the money. You know, the times you trust him and don't even think about how he's going to do it, just trust him to do it. That's when he'll, you know, slap you with that deposit. That's when he'll, you know, handle it for you and hit you. Like, for real, you just got to trust him. But the more you try to have control over it, you're delaying your blessing. So just take that however you want to take that, man. At Auburn, you know, so in the season, I don't believe in the juju anymore. You want me to tell you why, chat? And I'm being a fan right now. We got the black hoodie, man. We got the black hoodie. I'm telling y'all, man. And when the black hoodie comes out in Jordan here, that curse is going to be broken forever. Auburn might see like 7 or 8 years of famine because of some of the things that they did in recruiting with the NIL and their collective. Auburn and their basketball program, what they're going through, it was just a start. It was just a start, man. It's an omen, right? And they what they call it, the omen. When something is destined to happen, You guys are destined for this 7 or 8 year stretch of poverty. And we're going to start it here. November. What date is that game? It's the 29th. November 29th is when we play Auburn. Yeah. We're gonna start that strand. So that's the college football playoff journey. We win those games. I think we win out here. We're 4-0 here. Who do I see us playing in the SEC championship? When I look at the schedules, man, let's talk SEC championship matchup. Who do I expect us to see in the SEC championship? A lot of people believe that, Georgia still has a chance at it, which they do, looking at how the schedule's playing out. As a matter of fact, let's pull up Georgia's schedule. They have as a one loss. Their only loss is to us at Alabama. They would need Texas A&M to lose, of course, right? They would need Texas A&M to lose twice, I believe, for them to get in. If I'm thinking about how the metric will weigh out, because right now you have Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, as far as conference records, Ole Miss. So yeah, Georgia would go in over Texas A&M because Texas A&M would have to lose to Georgia in order to be out. Texas A&M could lose and still be in because they haven't lost to Georgia, right? And Alabama beat Georgia. So yeah, Texas, and then we don't have divisions. So yeah, Texas A&M could lose one and still be in. Georgia would need Texas A&M. They would have to win out and lose. And who they have on their schedule? Florida, Mississippi State, Texas. They got Florida at home. The cocktail festival is tomorrow, right? This weekend in Jacksonville. I wish I could go to that game, man. I went one year. Oh my God, that was fun. Mississippi State, they're at Mississippi State. Cowbells, man. Gunner Stockton in that environment. Early kickoff. Mississippi State. You better go check their schedule. Mississippi State has been in all but maybe 2 of their games, 3 of their games, I believe. So far, they 4-4 on the season. This ain't no pushover team, man. They beat Arizona State, had a lot of hype after the Arizona State win because Arizona State was ranked number 12. Then they lost to Tennessee by 7. A&M came in and waxed floor with them. They lost to Florida by 2, 23-21 at Florida. And then just lost to Texas last week by 7. So they've been in all but one game when it comes to conference play. All but one game. They got Arkansas this weekend. So Georgia better go in. Gunner Stockton better be ready against Mississippi State. And then they got Texas at home. I think they handle Texas. They got Charlotte at home for their homecoming, I believe. And then Georgia Tech. They got Georgia Tech. I think they better watch out for Georgia Tech. Now, if Georgia miraculously finds a way to lose to Mississippi State or Florida in conference play, they're out of the conference, which will put them at 82, or put them at 2 losses on the season. If they lose to Georgia Tech at the end of the season, Georgia has no chance to get in the playoffs. So when I look at it, Georgia has to win out to get to the SEC championship. That's their best way to get into the playoffs. They need to win out. Let's look at Texas A&M schedule, y'all. Texas A&M, this is a team that everybody's so hype about. Marcel Reed in that offense, when they're going, they're going. I just don't think their defense complements what the offense has to do to win on a consistent basis. And let's look at the schedule. What complete team has Texas A&M played to this point? What complete team? I think maybe Notre Dame was probably the most complete team, that they've played to this point. And we know what Notre Dame struggles look like early at the beginning of the season. Playing that true freshman quarterback on the offensive side. The offensive line had a few issues. The defensive front wasn't getting any type of push like they were last year. Newer guys getting adjusted to the speed of the game over there on Notre Dame's front. So they won that close one at Notre Dame, and that's probably been their toughest test since, because then they showed up a week later against Auburn, the sputtered offense. We saw the offensive struggles show up against Auburn's defensive front, which their defensive front is probably one of the best. Probably, I say they're top 5, top 4 in the SEC. Auburn's defensive front, no hate, no shame, right? Just talking from a football standpoint. But then even against Mississippi State had them. They started slow with Mississippi State, and then they just kind of blew it open. And after the second quarter, Florida played them tough. We know what Florida's offensive struggles look like with DJ Lagway against Texas A&M. Arkansas played them tough. They only beat Arkansas by 3, and I keep telling y'all to stop sleeping on Arkansas. They playing with a different type of mindset, and that I felt like they've always had the talent on roster. They just needed a more aggressive coach, a more consistent coaching. You can't be too nice as a college football, as a head coach in general, but as in college football, you can't be too nice, right? They play Mizzou, SC, Sanford, and Texas. Yeah, well, I'm looking at the schedule now. We're looking at the schedule now, Dylan. So up next, they got Missouri, and I don't have the screen sharing, so you wouldn't know what I was looking at. You probably think I'm looking at y'all because the camera's actually up there today. So let me share the screen for you, Dylan. Let me not have Paul Feinbaum on my screen, though. I don't. My boy Paul, man, he be tripping sometimes with his takes. He's really media driven, you know. He's a they do their thing on that level. And I think that's why I'm so driven to be the way that I am. I can't be put in no box like a lot of those takes and stuff that you see on those shows, man. They just don't make sense sometimes. They're at Missouri. This could be a game for them, but I don't know. Missouri's beat up at the quarterback position. They got a few guys just coming back from some injuries in the secondary. Is Ahmad Berry back 100%? That running back situation, because Texas A&M has been a suspect in the run game in certain games this season. I mean, UTSA was able to come out to a fast start in week 1. This is talking about a UTSA team that was in the game with Texas A&M for the better part of the first half. All right, so they got to be careful against Missouri. South Carolina, they get South Carolina at home. South Carolina is a tricky team too, man. They gonna play with some heart. Shane Beaman may not be the best coach, but he know how to inspire his players. They believe in everything he say, and they show up and they play hard. They play hard. We saw it as Bama Nation. They got Sanford. That should be an easy one for them, and then they go to Texas. I think they're gonna beat the brakes off Texas. This is a personal one this year. A&M Texas rivalry. This is personal. I think they beat the brakes off of Texas this year. So A&M has the easiest or the most consistent path. They could lose one and still be in it. You know, they could lose one and still be in it. What would that put Missouri, though? If A&M loses to Missouri, well, Missouri has their second loss already. Missouri has their second conference loss already. So that wouldn't put Missouri in front of them. Missouri's 2-2 in the conference. Vanderbilt would still have a chance at it. Let's look at Vanderbilt, chat. Let's look at Vandy. Look at Vandy's schedule. This is the big weekend for Vandy. If Vandy gets past Texas, I think they're in the SEC championship. They're number 3 in the SEC because of their loss to us. But Texas A&M lose that one, I think Vandy gets in, right? No, because they would have. See, A&M gets in if they win, right? That's the only scenario. A&M wins, they're in. Right? Everybody, all these teams that we're talking about needs A&M to lose twice for them to get a chance because we beat the rest of these teams. So Vanderbilt, that y'all need A&M to lose twice, right? I finally got it, y'all. Just click while we were talking. Yeah, he's a clickbait. Yeah. I didn't want to say it, you know, but and it's part of what that's what they sign up for, man. That's their job, man. That's their job. I can't hate. You know, I have the freedom to do what I do at the level I do it at right now. And if I decide to continue to do this at the next level, there will be certain things that I can say and that I can't say, right? So yeah, it is what it is. That was just a little segue, little sidebar. But where we at on time, Mary J? Okay, we got 10 minutes before we open the phone lines, y'all. 10 minutes. I want to try to get as close to the 9:30 point as we could so I can know where to set our recordings. And I want to get all of our bi-week phone call segment talks on clips this weekend coming into next week for LSU. I think it's going to be a good topic of a conversation today, or good content for topics of conversation that we're going to be able to talk about today. So y'all get ready to get on the phone line here in about 8 minutes. We're going to open the phone lines. But yeah, Vanderbilt has a favorable schedule too. Finishing out, they win out. They put themselves right there in the position to one, not just compete for the SEC championship if A&M was to drop 2 miraculously. You know, injuries happen, and Marcel Reed going down would definitely change the landscape of what A&M looks like offensively. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think their defense is consistent enough, right, against some of the offenses that they're going to see to end the season with some of the surges they're going to see. We just saw their schedule. They still got to play South Carolina. South Carolina can be physical and control the clock. You put an offense in hurry up type situations to where they feel like they're being sped up. You get off schedule, it'll cause turnover. It's all a part of the grand scheme of things. So I look at it and I say like this, chat. Vanderbilt, everybody kept talking crazy like they wasn't legit. Look at that schedule. They have just as good of a chance to make it as everybody else. They went out there in the playoffs 100%. And I told y'all they were my dark horse. They were my dark horse to get in those playoffs. All right, and then who else is left on these rankings, these standings here? Where did they go? There she goes. There they go. And then Tennessee is kind of out of it, right? Tennessee would need us to lose for them to even have a chance. Texas, they're still in it. But this weekend right now is an elimination game. I think elimination this weekend is for, as far as SEC contention, right? SEC championship contention. Vanderbilt is right there. This is an elimination game for them against Texas. This is their elimination game for the conference. And if Texas loses, they could just count themselves out the playoffs. They will lose. I got Vanderbilt winning that one. Ole Miss. Who does Ole Miss play this weekend, chat? Let's see. Pull that up real quick. Who they got? Ole Miss has South Carolina. 6 p.m. Wow. Hey, that's going to be one to watch, chat. We watch partying that. We watch partying that, yeah. Yeah, we watch partying that. Coming off the big win against Oklahoma. Yeah, some Lane Kiffin. And Norman. I think they're poised to, this Ole Miss team is poised to handle a South Carolina team, man. But if South Carolina comes in and plays them tough on the road, I hate it for everybody else on South Carolina's schedule. They're going to be the Cinderella. They're going to be the spoilers. And they'll embrace that role. They know they're not going to the playoffs. They know that they're not going to the SEC championship. They will embrace that role. They won't see a lot of guys hit the portal. They won't. Their coach is pretty solid up there. The Citadel, and then Florida and at Mississippi State. I can't trust Ole Miss everywhere, man. At Mississippi State, that's gonna be one. I think Lane Kiffin got the mental edge in that one. But I can't trust Ole Miss every week, man. Because they should have beat Georgia in Athens. They were the better team in Athens. So I don't know. Maybe South Carolina comes out and gives them a game, man. I'm gonna have to look at that. I'm gonna have to look at some of the tendencies that's been showing up because they played okay against Oklahoma. Oklahoma's defense definitely fell off at the end of the game there, but because the offense was just inconsistent. But yeah, Ole Miss, man, they right there in it. They won game out of the conference championship, and they're keeping themselves in like that 4th SEC spot. So that'll put them at like the 8th seed, 11th, 10 seed, 8 seed in the college football playoff ranking. We're gonna do that show too, y'all. We're gonna do that show. 2 more minutes, y'all, and then I'm gonna get into our first infomercial break, and then we're gonna open the phone lines. And then who was that last team, man? Who was that last team that we was just talking about? Has a chance in the SEC championship. Our matchup. Who do y'all think is more likely out of this? And I'm gonna put it in the chat. Let's poll the chat real quick, and then I'm gonna get into the comments before we roll over into our phone call segment. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 16 likes on the stream. Whoa! I thought we would have had at least like 10 already. You know what I'm saying? We got 16. I really didn't expect a big crowd for the Friday morning show. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Continue running likes up. I appreciate y'all for showing up. TikTok, appreciate y'all. I haven't been checking in the chat over there. I'm gonna check y'all out in a second. Y'all give me a hot second real quick so I can get straight. The Dalton, what's good? Trey Ellison, what's good? The rest of the game's gonna be easy. We really need to be worried about Texas A&M and the SEC. What? How do you think like that? What's up, Bria? They just there anyway. In the way. People don't know how this works. Is levels to developing over the course of the season. In fact, and sometimes you come out with your best shot, like Florida State. You come out with your best product, and that's all you got. And now that you're on film for 2 to 3 weeks, people start seeing tendencies, and they're able to make adjustments. We didn't get that luxury, but we allowed them to put everything out on the table because Gus didn't hold back. He threw everything in the kitchen sink at him, right? He threw it all at Bama's defense that week 1. So that's why you see teams I truly believe that's why you see teams handling Florida State the way you do. So I'm going to put this poll in the chat real quick. And I want to know SEC matchup, Alabama versus who? SEC championship game. Texas A&M. And if you want to vote on this chat live, you can come over to the YouTube chat and we'll have it up. Texas A&M. Who else is in contention? Vanderbilt. Georgia is still in it. And then who else was it, man? Vanderbilt, Georgia, A&M, and Texas. Oh, Ole Miss. I'm sorry. Ole Miss. I don't have Texas having a chance, y'all. I'm sorry. Texas fans, you're cooked. You're cooked. You're cooked. Ole Miss. Poll is in the chat. Y'all run that up. And as we take our infomercial break, man, y'all sit back and share, share. Make sure y'all continue to change it. Not change it. Continue to share it. Continue to like. Continue to comment. Let me know in the chat who y'all think we're going to play. And we'll be right back on the Coach Smook Network here on the Coach Smook Calling Show with our calling segment. I'll put me in the game calling segment. Get ready to call in. Y'all know the number, man. Y'all do y'all thing. We'll be back on the Coach Smook Network.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community. And also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel. Talking about Jalen Miro and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
Not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. Moment y'all been waiting for, man. The Coach Smook Network call-in segment is now open. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. That's all you got to say when you tap in, man. Call in, say your name, and put me in the game, Coach Smook, and we'll get you on the line. Get your thoughts on Alabama football and the journey that we have if we want to make it to the SEC championship, the college football playoff. Give me your thoughts on the rest of the schedule. We got a lot of opportunities for growth and really to see how explosive this offense can be over the next 4 weeks, right? I look at the schedule, man, and I'm just just thinking overall, the team in itself, as that we're going to see in LSU, the offense has not found its niche. I mean, they haven't looked complete the whole season, chat. This LSU team has yet to really put together a complete game. Even in their wins, they are in a place where they're just struggling to get some type of offensive flow. Against Southeast Louisiana, right? We saw that game. LSU only was able to muster up like 64 yards in the first half. I mean, in the first quarter. 64 total yards against Southeast Louisiana. And then they pulled away in the second quarter, kind of, expanding the lead. But that was the first game where I was like, yeah, they put up 56 points, but they had to do a lot to outplay a Southeast Louisiana team. And then against Ole Miss, they allowed Ole Miss defense to look a lead against their offense. Defense kept that game close for them. They hosted South Carolina. We saw them win against South Carolina. I think Lenore Sellers ended up getting hurt that game. Was that the game he got hurt? And then again against Vanderbilt, they just got outmatched. Then last week against Texas A&M, they really looked like they didn't even belong on the field. They didn't look like they belonged on the field. And I told y'all that Vanderbilt game, it was going to be tricky for them. I told y'all overall, Vanderbilt probably has the best scheme. Phone number 334-625-1121. 334-625-1121. Hold up. Let me make sure it's on. All right. It's on, chat. So y'all could call in now. If we don't have any phone calls, I'm gonna go ahead and end the segment because we have an opportunity today. Well, I'll be able to get ready a little bit early. We have an opportunity. We're doing a photo shoot for the Coach Smook Network. And we got some new graphics and things that's going to be unveiled January 26th. We got some new graphics and things that's going to be premiered on our gaming content. And then we have our community outreach program that we're going to be partnering with here in the Montgomery, Alabama area, where we're going to be taking Saturdays. We want to start vlogging where we get back to the community, where there's feeding the homeless, where there's clothing the homeless, community cleanup in the area. There's a lot of activism going on in Alabama right now, as far as fighting against street violence and gang violence and stuff. Having ties to that type of lifestyle at points in time in my life and trying to affect it in different areas. I'm glad that I'm able to be a part of this agenda and not just being looked at as a sports media personality or a content creator, but somebody that's really trying to affect change in the community that I can affect it in. So we got an opportunity to do that. It's not necessarily a photo shoot. They're going to do our lineup and all that stuff, and then we're going to do a couple of video clips and do some shout out stuff, and then I'm going to do some stuff for the Coach Smook Network. So it's going to be fun. We should have a lot of fun getting into all that this evening. And then tonight for the call-in show, we got a lot of people prepared to call in to the call-in show tonight. A lot of people were asking where we're going to do the trash talk segment again. I told y'all, man, I love the trash talk segment when everybody calls in and they just talk. They talk. It's always fun when y'all call in and talk. Y'all talk, but we gotta have people who just want to be willing to be themselves, willing to be tap in and just talk. They talk when it comes to college football, whether I agree with you or not. That's the point of the conversation, to share our thoughts, right? Show our difference. What's up, Lewis Hen? Good to see you in the chat, man. Dino says A&M hardest games are coming up. Def not behind them. Texas going to play them hard. South Carolina could sneak, and depending on how Missouri plays, it could be a good one. Facts. I think A&M and Missouri this weekend is it this weekend or next weekend for A&M and Missouri? I think it's this weekend for A&M and Missouri. I think it's this weekend, right? Am I tweaking? I said trick. I was trying to say tripping and tweaking at the same time. Y'all stop. What is going on with this doggone server today, man? Is the internet frozen because it's cold outside? Jesus. Okay, yeah. So it's the 8th. They play next weekend. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be one to look at. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. I think A&M will finally be tested. When they I think they're gonna smack Texas. I don't know. I just don't know. I think their real test is gonna be South Carolina. I don't think it's gonna be Missouri, being that they got to go on the road. Maybe Missouri uses that to their advantage, but that them not having that quarterback makes me second guess a lot of what they will be able to do if the run game gets stopped. Right? I don't think they have a situation. Either team right now has a situation where if their first guy goes down, what can they do offensively that won't put them in a box? I just don't see it. I don't see A&M having that on their roster as far as the quarterback. We know Marcel Reed came into the season with a lot of hype, but there was still a lot of questions behind his development, right? And then the next thing you got behind that is I truly don't see the quality backup that you would want to see to follow him up. You got the freshmen, all the freshmen behind him, and then the senior from I think the transfer from I can't remember where he came from, but all those young guys behind him, I don't think they're ready. I don't think they're ready or would be ready for those type of environments. So, and you got the stable of backs with Le'Veon Moss there still, and what's the other young man name? Is it Ruben Owens? Has been kind of like the bell cow, the two guys getting most of the carries for him. So I don't know, man. A&M gonna have to do a lot to really pull this off against South Carolina. I think South Carolina matches them. They play like A&M, and if their offense gets to going on the road, Lenore Sellers is poised, man. He's one of the most poised quarterbacks, and he just makes plays. Y'all saw what he did last week against us, and he's going to continue to do that. So, A&M Alabama, SEC championship, not so much a lock. We still got to finish out our season. I'm not counting us in. I'm not saying we automatically in, but I do like our chances. Shout out to the 23 likes on the stream, man, over there on YouTube. Y'all been doing y'all thing again, as always, man. Y'all just don't know, man. We need 2 more to hit our goal. We need 2 more to hit our goal, man. So if y'all could just hit that like button, we need 2 more to hit our goal here on the Coach Smook Network stream. All right, Mary J, look like we got a quiet phone line. There it is. So we're going to go back into the studio, then we're going to close the show out, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping into the show. Let's get ready to get up out of here, man. No hard feelings. I ain't mad because I was tired from that gaming last night. I got to get some more edits done. I'm actually excited about getting the edit done for the gaming content. But we're going to do a closeout segment, kind of talk with y'all in the comments. We'll talk with the chat. We're not going to hold the phone lines open that long, any much longer. We're going to call in. Talk to the chat, and we're going to get to the rest of the show and get on up out of here, y'all. We're coming up on an hour and 15 minutes here soon. Perfect timing. Good Friday morning show, right? So let's get back to the studio, man. I'll be right back with y'all. Y'all ready for it? Let's go.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
All right, y'all. Hey, so we kind of talk about everything that we need to talk about on the opening segment, man. I did forget to talk about one thing, and I'm going to end the show with this, man. This is a crazy year for college football, right? This is a crazy year already. I don't think people really appreciating, right? I don't think people really appreciate what's going on in college football. So look at the schedule this weekend, and this is going to kind of round out to what I've been saying about Alabama this whole season, right? And how we match up when it comes to trying to compare schedules and product on the field, right? Let me put a schedule back up. I was just looking at some of them as we was going into the transition. This weekend schedule, where is it? Scores. Where'd it go? All right, let's just talk about the SEC. Let's just talk about the SEC first, right? You got Texas Vanderbilt kicking off at noon. And following it up, you got Georgia, Florida. Right, Florida needing to stay alive to keep. Georgia needing to keep their playoff hopes alive. They don't want to lose this game. because they have a few more games to end the season. I already told y'all Georgia Tech is on that schedule. Texas might wake up this week against Vanderbilt. We never know. But Vanderbilt and Texas, this is a huge game for them for conference and for the playoffs. Texas is still has an opportunity to get in the playoffs. They only have 2 losses. They finished the season with 2 losses. You can't keep a 2-loss SEC team out of the playoffs. Not this year. Not when we've had a total of 9 teams ranked in the top 25. You can't keep them. So, Georgia, Florida, big game implications, right? Mississippi State or Arkansas, it's the doo-doo bowl. It's the doo-doo bowl with the records. But if you look at the product, these teams are fighting for their first conference win. That's at 2:30. That's at 3 o'clock. So about 30 minutes, we're gonna be doing watch parties for all this. That's gonna be a game in Fayetteville. Yeah, that's gonna be a game. Oklahoma, Tennessee at 6:30. Elimination game. They can't lose. Either team lose, they out of the SEC contention, and they out of playoff contention. Either one of these teams lose, they're out of the conversation. But the way the conference is shaping up, we're gonna have two loss teams and maybe one loss team. You won't have a 3-loss team get into the playoffs from the SEC. In the end of the night, I will probably be asleep. I won't even turn this one on. Auburn and Kentucky will probably be the worst game of the day. It'll be the worst game of the day. And I'm glad they made it the late one because I'll be ready to be out with my family anyways. Getting ready for this doggone. We got funerals and everything tomorrow. So tomorrow, we'll be doing live watch parties type stuff throughout the day. As a matter of fact, we'll probably go live from somewhere. I just thought about it, man. We got barbecues and everything going on tomorrow, man. Y'all know my fat self gonna be at a barbecue. So yeah, but I was talking about the schedule for the weekend, man, because now you look at how Alabama's schedule played out for the last 4 weeks. It's been pressure on Alabama for the last 5 weeks. The last 5 weeks, it's been pressure, like crazy pressure. And Alabama lost that first game to Florida State, not even a conference game, and people were already, some of the media personalities were saying, they lose another one, Alabama could be out the playoffs with 2 losses. What? Even if we was to lose one conference game and still be able to go on and win that title or play for the title, what? So I like how it played out because we talked about what these teams were ranked when we played them. Georgia 5, Vanderbilt 16, Missouri 14, Tennessee 11, South Carolina was unranked, right? Still conference opponent. You look at the rest of these teams this weekend, this is their first stretch of like ranked, having all the attention on them, surrounding the results and all of that. It's going to be hard. There's going to be a lot more pressure and thought process going into this game. And I'm telling y'all, man, it can get crazy over the next 2 weeks. Everybody's trying to say Texas A&M has it it has it wrapped up. I don't think so. Texas A&M can lose. And do not be surprised if it's at South Carolina. If it's against South Carolina coming into their house and really making a 12th man, getting it quiet in their stadium. I don't know what it is about college football, but a South Carolina team would be the team that puts a stain on A&M's first undefeated SEC season. Right? First undefeated season in the SEC. So we're gonna see, chat. We're gonna see. That's a lot of implications of that. And then Florida also has an opportunity to play spoiler for a few teams, their schedule. Now we've seen when they're hot, they're hot. When they're not, they're not. They can spoil it for Ole Miss. Ole Miss is kind of like the dark horse here in all of this. They're loudly and quietly keeping themselves in the conversation. With Vanderbilt surging like they are, Ole Miss is kind of able to hide behind all that noise, but at the same time be prevalent in the noise. And then their loss to Georgia kind of keeps them behind the power curve, but right there in the run is. I think Ole Miss might be the 4th SEC team in the playoffs. If the SEC gets 5 teams in the playoffs this year, which is possible. You got Vanderbilt. They'll beat Texas. They'll have 1 overall loss still. Vanderbilt might end in the regular season with 1 loss, maybe 2. 10-1 Vanderbilt. You can have a. Right now, you can have a 8-2 Ole Miss or a 10-2 Ole Miss. Does Ole Miss? Let me see. I gotta pull these schedules up now. Because Ole Miss, do they see A&M or anybody to close out the season? They see Florida. They don't see none of the top guys. And hey, Ole Miss could be 10-1 to end the regular season. 11-1. I'm sorry, 11-1. Ole Miss could be 11-1. Vanderbilt could be an 11-1. What that Vanderbilt schedule at? I'm about to pull this back up, man. This should be a topic of conversation tonight. We need to get the SEC guys out here. Vanderbilt. Again, they got Texas this weekend, and then Tennessee at the end of the season. Vanderbilt could be 10-1. 11-1, I'm sorry. And then Georgia. Who Georgia got left? Same thing with Georgia. They got Mississippi State, Texas. They got Florida, Georgia Tech. Georgia could be 10-1, 11-1. I keep saying 10. So you might have 5 teams. You could have. This would be crazy. There's a possibility that in the SEC this year, overall record, you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11-1 teams. That is crazy. That's wild. Am I the first one to see that? Am I the first one? Have I been the first one to kind of acknowledge that? Let me know, because if so, I need it clipped and put it out there. I found that first before Pate. Shout out to my brother, big brother Josh Pate. I found it before who else I like to pick at? Uncle Lou. I found it before you with your crying self. Who else I be picking at? Jason. I found that out before you. But Jason wouldn't care. It ain't his team. So yeah, he don't care. Who's some of the other guys, man, we like to rock with that do these type of segments? Yeah, hopefully y'all see this too. Hopefully you see this. That could be crazy. The SEC could really have 5 11-1 teams to finish the season, the regular season. Because South Carolina could be A&M to give them their first loss. It'll be their first conference loss. Alabama only has a chance to finish undefeated in the conference. A&M has a chance to finish the regular season undefeated. The first 12 games, you can have 5 teams in the SEC at 11-1. That'd be crazy. I want to see that now. I want to see that. I want to see Vanderbilt win out. Florida, Mississippi State, Texas, Georgia Tech, Charlotte, Georgia Tech, right? No, that's Georgia's schedule. I want to see Georgia win out. I know that sounds weird coming from me, but I want to see them win out. A&M, they got to lose South Carolina or Missouri. That's where I got their loss coming in at. And Texas might play them at the end of the season, like Dino said earlier. So A&M could lose 1 and be in it. And this would be crazy. A week ago, y'all ain't put it on record, so it don't count. I found it. Y'all ain't tell me about it, so I found out myself. Big head. What's up, Jason? Good to see you in the chat, man. But nah, that could be crazy. That could be crazy. 5 teams in this conference could finish 11-1, and it's crazy because the 5 teams that finish 11-1. You talking about A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Vandy could finish 5-1. I would still take Tennessee, Missouri, Oklahoma, LSU, Florida, South Carolina. And right now, I'll even take Arkansas out of the SEC and put them up against the Big Ten's top 5 or their top whatever. Remove our top 5 and put our conference up against the top in their conference. I think Texas against Ohio State will be a good game. I think Tennessee against Ohio State will be a good game right now. I think Texas will blow Penn State out. I think Tennessee will give Indiana a run for their money. I think LSU will give Penn State, Indiana, Michigan, all those teams, South Carolina, Mississippi State, Arkansas right now, like the way they're playing right now, Oklahoma. All these teams could go in these other conferences and win. And that's why when people try to talk about SEC bias, ain't no bias, man. When you look at the product, man, Think about the teams. Listen to what I'm saying to y'all right now. What's up? What's up, Mike Jones? Good to see you, family. Listen to what I'm about to tell y'all right now. In the SEC, Texas A&M has been ranked at some point in the season. Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, Texas, Tennessee, Missouri, Oklahoma, Florida, LSU, Auburn, South Carolina. The only teams that have not been ranked this season are Mississippi State, Arkansas, and Kentucky. So out of the 16 teams in the SEC, 13 have been ranked in the AP Top 25 poll. And you guys are trying to tell us that this isn't the strongest conference? Imagine if we played a conference-less schedule, like if we just played, what is it called, a non-conference schedule all year, and you just, like they did matchups, week in and week out, right? What if the number one team played, you did like a game lottery every week? What if number one played number 16 one week, and then number 200 the next week, and then number 2 the next week? Regardless of conference, what if that happened? What would a lot of these teams look like? I don't think Ohio State would look like they look. I think they're good. I don't think they'll look like or get the talk that they getting talked right now. Indiana either. That's just my personal opinion. The SEC is the best conference, chat, and I ain't no argument. Ain't no argument. I'm gonna say it again. I can't wait for 11-0 Ohio State to go into the big house and lose to Michigan. Man, that would be crazy if they do that again. That'll be crazy, man. I think I'll laugh on that one for real. Hey, but chat, we're gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with your boy, man. It's been fun. Shout out to our supporters, man. Shout out to the AAA family. I know everybody trying to get to their Friday morning routines and get out of work early, because that's what y'all do. Y'all work these good jobs and you trying to lead them folks establishments early. So y'all be safe out there. The weather's changing. I know some areas are still affected from the hurricane weather, the outskirts of the hurricane weather with the rain. Some people are even getting snow up north. So if you're out there in this weather, be safe. And remember that word of encouragement I gave y'all this morning, man, about kind of just trusting God not to provide the tangible, but to just provide the answer to complete whatever you're asking him to complete for you, because it don't require us to be in control of it for it to be done every time. All right, it don't require us to be in control. So just let them do it, man. And y'all continue to support your boy, man. Continue to support. Continue to like, share, subscribe. We got some edits coming out. I gotta go run some errands, and then once I come back this evening, man, we're gonna have some fun. We got some high school football highlights to get to next week too, y'all. I gotta catch up on my high school highlights. We probably do like a 3 or 4 hour stream on TikTok one day doing high school highlight reviews. So y'all share it up. You share up the content, share up the page. Tell the players that we have our recruits. The recruiters are back in action, and we got guys really trying to help guys get to the next level. And I've been kind of on the outskirts of it for the main part of the season, but now we're going to jump back full-fledged into it. Full steam ahead as the college football season ends and we transition into that phase of signing day and recruiting news and all of that. We're going to transition back into that by helping the Coach Smook Network with our Check 'em Out Coach database and get these kids out there and get them some looks. So y'all want to see that grow? Continue to roll tide with your boy. Continue to support. Continue to AAA with me. Be authentic above everything. Authenticity above all is what we stand for, and that's what we're going to stand by. All right, I appreciate y'all for tapping in today. And remember, y'all, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Tide roll. Y'all be blessed, man.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.